Hi there and welcome to my channel. Today's project is for the Vicki BOUTIN design team, and today I want to create a project that's all about remembering the good times, and for this I am actually going to use a rainbow. We're all going through hard times, so it's always nice to relive those happy moments. I'm going to create a very simple layout that combines quite a bit of paper, a little bit of mixed media, and a little bit of fussy cutting. So let me just start with this picture. This is my niece, nephew, my son, and my kids. A couple March breaks ago, we had the kids for the week, sorry, and I just take them out for a walk, take some pictures, and my nephew loves selfies, as you can tell. So I'm going to document them. I made them black and white, so they'll be easier to pop on the layout. So my idea is I want to put them right on the center of the page, and these two pictures are 3x4, so it's the same as equivalent as a 4x6 portrait mode picture, in case you want to create with a larger picture. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut strips of paper to create a rainbow. So I cut papers from the Let's Wonder collection. Most of them are from the Let's Wonder collection. I started with 1.5 inch paper strips, but then I'm going to cut them down because they were too big. The only thing you're going to see is that I'm going to bring, I couldn't find a pink tone that like matched this, so I went into the Wildflower and Honey collection at the 6x8 and pulled one of the papers for it. So you're gonna see that I'm just playing with the papers to form a rainbow, and I'm trying to get patterns that have all the colors and they're not as busy, so that I can get the main colors. And I love how this turned out, by the way. It was just an idea that I had. So my idea is I want to have a rainbow going into the pictures, and then kind of create an explosion after the pictures, like towards the right, and for that I am actually going to use stars. But before I do anything else, I'm actually going to start working on the background, and for that I'm going to use art crayons. I'm going to go with a very light, the lightest shade of the blue art crayon, but I'm going to add a little bit of gray to it. I just want a really light tone, and you're going to see that I'm going to make a very light application. I'm actually going to use my brayer for it. I just want a light application. I want it to be just behind the picture and just kind of peeking a little bit more. The idea was just the sky, because if you see, we took the picture from the bottom, so the sky is what's behind us, and it was cold that day, but it was a beautiful day. So all I'm doing again is scribbling a little bit of the light blue crayon on my piece of plastic, adding a little bit of the gray crayon from the neutral set, diluting it with water, and then applying it onto my page with a brayer. And I'm gonna set it aside to dry for a little bit, and then I'm gonna come in with a second coating of art crayon. The second time I'm actually gonna apply a darker shade of blue. I just wanted to create, when you look at the sky, it's not just plain blue, there's different shades of blue. So I wanted to create a depth in the color. I wanted to add a little bit more pigment, so I'm gonna add a second shading of, like I said, a darker tone of blue, and it still is gonna be very light. So now that I have that, I want to add a little bit of texture, not lots, but I want to add a little bit of texture, but I don't want to add stars because I know I'm going to cut them. Instead, I'm going to use this stencil, and it's the one that has the circle with the star in the middle, and I'm going to use the prism glaze. You're going to see that I'm going to set the stencil in place, and I'm going to apply the prism glaze just on the center of the stencil, and just with my palette knife, and then I'm going to come in with my stencil brush and kind of extend that area. So that's going to create is a texture in the center, and then I'm gonna with my stencil brush, I'm gonna stretch the application, in this case of the glaze, so it creates this ghost effect, kind of softening, and that's exactly what I want. Because, like, remember I said I'm gonna have the paper, the pictures, and then I want it to look like as if the rainbow exploded and into a whole bunch of stars. So all I'm doing right now is just, I have an idea of how big the picture is. Like I said, the two pictures together are 4x6. So I'm just setting the papers in a way that I know how they're gonna sit. But once I set them, they're way too big. I want the papers to fit right at the edge of the picture. So I'm just gonna go ahead and trim them. These are 1 1/8 inch, in case you wanna know. And then all I'm gonna do is, that's the way they're gonna sit on the paper. So I'm just gonna take my time and de-stress the edges, and then glue it right onto the paper. So you're gonna see that I'm back. I've glued all my papers together, and all I'm gonna do right now is start back in the picture. And I don't want to keep them plain. I do want to give them a frame so that they stand out on the page. So I'm gonna try to pick colors that are in the background that kind of coincide with the area where they're placed. So the bottom picture is gonna have one of the cut apart cards from the Let's Wonder collection, and the top card is gonna have that yellow, that sunrise or sunset paper that has the yellow to the dark blue. So I just picked an area that had a little bit of yellow and pink, and that's where I'm framing the pictures with. I'm gonna glue them together. I put a piece of washi tape in the back to keep them in place, and then I'm adding a little bit of foam adhesive behind the pictures, and that's just gonna make them stand, like kind of pop from the page. Once I have that in place, it is all about the stars, and for this I'm gonna use the specialty paper. I've been dying to cut it apart. I love it. I'm actually gonna save one of the sheets for Christmas because I think it'll be great for Christmas. And all I'm doing right now is I'm gonna fussy cut quite a few of the stars, and I'm gonna make sure that I have quite a few of yellow. I'm gonna make sure that I have different sizes, so I'm gonna say large, medium, small of the yellow, a few of the orange ones that I found, a few of the red ones. So I'm trying to get all the colors of the rainbow. So it took a little bit of working around the paper to get all those colors. And you're gonna see right now, I'm just gonna start forming, like I said, an explosion of stars towards the right of the paper. At the beginning, I consider actually having some stars to the left of the paper, like behind the picture. It just didn't make sense. It just started becoming really, the idea that I had didn't cement it nicely that way. So instead, you're gonna see that I'm gonna place them all, and then I'm gonna start deleting some of them. And by deleting means I'm gonna start taking away, especially the ones that I'm putting towards the left of the pictures. My idea wasn't that. My idea, like I said, it was have a rainbow of paper, hit the pictures, and then have an explosion of stars. So you're gonna see how slowly I'm gonna start taking the pictures, the stars from the left hand side of the paper, and just kind of creating a more sparse look as I get closer to the edge of the paper, just like an explosion of color. So once I am ready with this, like you're gonna see, I'm just moving stuff, making sure, like I said, going from heavy stars to really light, a more sparse application of the stars. Once I have that, I'm actually gonna glue them, and to glue them I'm actually gonna use glue dots because they're transparent and they actually can give you a little bit of lift when you put it on paper. So I'm gonna take my time and go one by one with some, I have like 3 different size glue dots, and that's just gonna help me make them pop off the page. And I have a few that are at the edge of the paper, and I'm okay with that because I'm actually gonna go ahead and just trim them with my scissors so that I just, I kind of create the limit of the paper. And that's all it's gonna take. Now all I'm gonna have to do is embellish, and I don't want to over embellish because I know that I want the attention to be on the rainbow and the stars. So I'm gonna add a few chipboard stickers. These are from the Let's Wonder collection. I really love those round chipboard. So just to complement the line, you're gonna see that I'm gonna bring a small little round sticker to the center of the 2 pictures, right where they joined. I'm adding some phrase stickers right next to the circles, those chipboard circles, just because it complemented the sentence. Once I have that, I think that I add the little circle to with the pictures joined, and then I'm gonna bring in the little sticker tablet. There's some washi like stickers, so I'm just gonna add a yellow one right at the top. Actually kind of stuck it behind the yellow paper, and then I'm gonna add like a tealish green at the bottom right underneath my title. And it's funny that the way I'm setting up the stickers, it actually complements the chipboard, and at the bottom is actually gonna help me tell the story of the title. So you're gonna see that I added this little sticker that says before you leave, and that's just from the tablet. And then I'm gonna spell the word selfie time, but I'm gonna use this selfie from the chipboard, and I'm gonna color them. And I will consider doing a rainbow, but then I thought I'm gonna bring a little bit of the background onto the letters. So I am gonna use the Prism glaze. I'm gonna dilute it and use it as watercolor. So I'm starting by diluting the glaze, so it's kind of not completely fluid, but it's semi-fluid, I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna start detailing each one of the letters. I'm just gonna take care of camera for a little bit just to get a close-up so you can see it, how I went about it. And I took my time. I tried my best, and I mean it my best, to stay within the lines. I don't want it to keep the white offset or the white edge around each one of the letters, so I'm just being careful to deposit the pigment just in the center part of the letter. Once I have that ready, it's gonna be all about just setting them aside to dry. But I had quite a bit of paint in this case left over, so one of the things I'm gonna do is use a bit of that just to add a few splatters through my layout, just to bring more of the background into, I'm gonna say, the front the front of the layout, because everything is set. And then the leftover glaze, you're gonna see that I'm actually gonna dilute it, and I went and pulled a piece of double-sided heavy cardstock, and I'm actually just gonna create like a watercolor background. I don't want to waste the prism. I love the color, so I'm just gonna add a little bit, like I said, I'm gonna dilute it, kind of stretch it on my mat. I'm gonna bring the paper, the cardstock, and pretty much kiss the cardstock onto that background, and I'm gonna have this beautiful watercolor. I'm just gonna keep diluting some of the glaze just to stretch it a little bit more. And I do work on a TN. I do daily entries on my TN as something like my religion, my journaling, so I'm gonna use that to create a layout, and I'll show you once I get to that. I might not do a process, but I will show you what it ends up being. And that's pretty much it. Now you're gonna see that I'm gonna make sure that the letters dry completely before I set them on the page. And one of the things that I did is to set them on the page, I'm actually gonna glue them. I'm gonna add extra glue just because I have already moved them around. The stickiness is not that nice in this chipboard, so a little bit of glue is gonna keep it in place. And like I said, I'm just using a ruler to set everything in place. I'm gonna add the word time using some gold alphas. It's an old pink paisley collection, I think is Indigo and Ivy. I had those. I'm about to finish it. I love it. I can't find them anymore, so if anybody knows where I can find those alphas, let me know, because I need like 4 or 5 sets. After that, I'm just gonna add a few more stickers. I'm gonna add that little chipboard, and I think this chipboard is from Color Kaleidoscope. Yeah, it's from Color Kaleidoscope, and I want a card that was yellow, so I'm gonna add it at the top. I'm adding just a few little stickers from the chipboard from Let's Wonder, and also some of those holographic stars. I'm gonna add my lines with journal right at the bottom of the title, but I'm gonna use the space between selfie and time, and then a few lines underneath time. I just want to kind of block it there, just to keep the same look that I have with the lines of the rainbow. And that's about it. I love how this turned out. It was so much fun to put together. Like I said, sometimes I have an idea and it just cements nicely in the case of this one, and I love how this turned out. It's a very simple layout, but very colorful, very me, very Vicki, and I think it's perfect for the times that we're living. It's nice to relive memories and make it joyful, and especially I think we all need color in these gray days. So make sure you let me know if you have any questions about how this came together. Don't forget that you can always contact me. I hope you tried this idea on one of your pages. I cannot wait to see what you create. Don't forget to check out Vicki's stuff and all her prompts. They're really fun to put together. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you very soon. Take care, guys.